Hey guys, it's Notax, and today, we are making spaghetti squash with a bit of meatball bolognese. Alright? So this one is Hey guys, it's Notax, and today we're going to be making squash spaghetti meatball bolognese. This is something new to me. I've never made squash spaghetti before, but it looks interesting. It looks unique, and it looks kind of cool. So I want to try it out today. It's my first time, so if I mess up, I have 2 attempts, and I promise you I'm not getting another one to fail. So, first off, after a lot of research, I've been taught that you need to cut it in half. Damn, that's tough. God damn! This is a sharp knife too, by the way. It does say microwave, if I want microwave for this. Bam! Squash. Very nice. We have to get all of these little seeds out because we can't really eat the seeds. I know in some cultures they do, but not in my culture. Typically you can use these seeds to grow your own ones, but we're not growing any. Not today anyways. Alright. First one done. Now let's try the other one. Typically in America these are a lot bigger, but I am in England, so they're not very foreign to us. This is originally a Chinese fruit that became very popular in Central America. Fun fact. Bam! That's a bit better. That's more equal. Where's my spoon? Yeah, because in America, they have a bigger hole. It's not a lot of seed. And then you can then fill it up more. Because this is what I'm going to use for my base as almost like a plate for the bolognese and meatballs. So the spaghetti is going to go in here with the meatballs, bolognese, cheese on top in the oven. And that's going to finesse it. But it should look quite good after I scooped out the actual insides. Red knife. Right, squash is there. We're gonna firstly place it on this metal tray. After this, it's seasoning time. A light salt seasoning, a little bit of pepper. Bit too much.
Yeah, a bit more.
It's gonna. The pepper. Too fast in the oven. It should
a little bit too spicy for you.
No, it's just that the pepper might burn if you put too much.
I see.
That's why you don't try to. You probably try to put more pepper near the end than you do at the start. And lastly, the oil. This we're gonna use a very small amount because if you put too much oil on it, it won't cook properly.
Tell the viewers what oil it is.
Oh, sorry. This is vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil.
You can use any type of oil, but we recommend vegetable oil as it fries the best. And kind of causes a nice crispiness to it, but in reality you want to try and crisp it. We're just gonna lightly season. Very lightly. Alright, and the last step for this, and the hardest step in my opinion, flipping them. Now, this is going to go in the oven for roughly 30 to 40 minutes. It's bare long, I know, but it is what it is. And we're back. Alright, next step is the red onion. We're going to use the red onion. We're going to cut it and just remove all the skin. This onion is going to be used mainly for the seasoning of the lamb mince you see there. And it's mainly going to be used as a little bit of element to the flavor and the crunchiness. We're just going to quickly peel it. There you go. Not too thin, but just enough to be almost like a slice you put in a burger. Just like that. Straight in a frying pan. I didn't clean the onion. You can actually stop yourself crying from it if you put underneath cold water before you actually cut
Is
into
it?
small pieces, yeah, because it removes all that chemical that comes out of it. Next, a little bit of oil. That's enough. Mix it in. Heat on. And we're just gonna let that cook for a little bit. It's gonna take a little bit of time. We're gonna go back to the minced meat while we're letting that cook. So, seasoning for the minced meat today. We're gonna put a little bit of salt, not too much, because we're gonna saute it a little bit later. A little bit of black pepper just for now. We'll put more again later. You should, when it comes to seasoning, you don't want to put too much at the start. You want to put it, you know, throughout the cooking process. Put a bit of garlic powder, or granules. Start mixing it all in. You can hear there in the back, those onions are now starting to sizzle nicely. Alright. I'm going to put 1 egg. Mix the egg into it. This egg is going to be like the thing that's going to make it so our meat stays nice and together during the process. It's going to add a little bit of extra flavor.
A bit of protein.
And extra protein, yes indeed. That's good. There you go. Onions are cooking nicely too. I'm gonna add some mixed herbs, just a little bit, not too much, because they are quite powerful if you cook a decent amount. A little bit more salt. And lastly, just a pinch more pepper. That should be good enough for now. Of course, you know, if you think you want more seasoning, be my guest. If you want to put different seasonings, be my guest. But for this recipe, this should be enough just for a little bit. Those onions are going to be a very important part to this. We have a bit of Korean hot red pepper paste. This, it is still in date. Should be. Yep. This is quite nice. It is very flavorful. But because it's going to be with meatballs, you put too much, it's going to taste a bit weird. So we're just going to put a little spoon of it. And it should be just about what we need to just add a little bit of extra spice into it. Of course, clean up as you go. Make sure your area is tidy. You know what they say, a clean chef is a clean-minded chef. That's not what they say.
No, it's not.
A tidy chef is a good chef. I think that's what they say. They say something about cleanliness, man. I don't know what.
A clean work area equals a clean mind.
Yeah, what he said. You see that together, guys? I've improved. I've got a cameraman now. We're moving up in life, isn't it? Moving up in life. Go. At this point, we are cooked to the amount I want to cook. I'm gonna turn the heat off. Take them off from the heated area. Just let them cool down now. Cameraman, do you want to try this? Tossing it.
Sure.
There you go. I guess. Sheesh.
Come on, bro.
Is that you? Yeah?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, he's actually good at this still. That's good, that's good. Onions have cooled down enough. Typically we cool them down for like 10 minutes, but it's not necessary. There you go. hot onions. Mixing in now meat itself. Look at that beautiful color the mincemeat has now. It's more red. Has a nice little tinge to it. So now
Oh no.
last bit. How sad. Just mix it all in. And because we're waiting for the mince for that to finish, we can actually start cooking it because the squash is actually really close to finishing, and we want the squash to be nice and hot when we do finish it. So we're gonna drop the meat in and make a couple of meatballs with it. Meatballs are very easy to make. It's like using dough but with mince. You just roll it on your hand. If you can't handle touching raw meat and doing all this, I don't recommend it. Just buy your pre-made ones, but
Or grow a pair of balls.
yeah, like what he said, we'll do that. But there's a you know, a finesse. There's a nice feeling of just
Touching meat.
touching raw meat.
Mm.
Good raw meat. And action, yes, hello, welcome back. We're going to use the same frying pan as it has that essence in it. We're putting a little bit more oil. It is quite a lot of oil, but there's a reason for it. Might put seasonings now, or not seasonings, but onions, garlic, you know, something like that. Just now, just to season it. But because I've already pre-seasoned the pan, it has that, again, flavor already on the pan. The meatballs are probably not going to take too long to cook. As you can see, they're not too big. It's the biggest one that we have, and even that's not too big. So it should cook soon and quite quickly, and should retain its shape. Maybe a couple of onions falling out here and there. Frying pan oil is nice and hot. You can hear the sizzles. From here, we're now going to lower the heat so we don't burn the meatballs. Start placing it. That sizzle is a good sign. It means it's going to start cooking straight away. And it should cook quite quickly, but we don't want it to burn. And we're back. By the seams of it, the squash is already. Just going to quickly tend to the meatballs. Can't let them get
Hard.
Yep. Alright. So let's see. It's soft here. That's interesting, the core there is soft. It's really hot. It's a good sign. Oh, that's soft. Oh, how do I flip it? Yes, that seems good to me. Fork? What's my fork? Now, moment of truth. Does this work how I've seen it work? There it is. That's the spaghetti, I think. I'll just see how... It's very thin, that. Is that spaghetti? Bro!
It's like shredded.
It's like shredded, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. We'll try and make it work, but it's not what I've seen. And I'm trying to figure out what there must be something I made a mistake to make it like this. Now there you go, that's the spaghetti that I can imagine. Just like that. Maybe I need to like... Hold on, let me get a bowl.
Oh, we're not gonna have the skin.
Yeah, no, you can't eat that skin.
Why?
It's too tough.
What if you just...
You could try it, but I don't think it's meant to be eaten. You could, of course, innit? Try it. Be my guest. Try it. Flower seed. Alright, there you go. We're just gonna leave it like that. Let's try this one. Let's see how this one turns out. I need to see what the different technique is, because it's definitely, I thought. Okay, after trial and tribulation, I've noticed an error in the squash that we have. Where's my tongs? I've noticed an error in the squashes that we have. Our squashes are actually the wrong type of squash for this. So the squashes we currently have right now are mainly meant to use for sauces, and that's why it's so soft like that. You can't really get anything out. In America, they must have a different type of. I can't see it. Yeah, in America, they have a different type of squash. So the squash that they have is a bit more bigger and has a wider base inside. So when you take the seeds out, you can notice that the inside of that is where the spaghetti is going to fall into. If you saw earlier, it was just that's the only base area. So in theory, the spaghetti should only come out from there. But because this is such a soft squash, it can't actually become into it, and the time we took for it wasn't actually that long compared to what they normally say. If you want a really soft spaghetti, it's normally an hour. What I was trying to make was more of a tougher one, which is around 30 to 40 minutes, and maybe we might have overdone it. I think we only did 30 minutes, and it was like that. So I reckon this is just not made for it. So, because we don't like failure, we're going to adapt the dish. Here we have a nice soft butternut inside, all the fillings from it, and we're going to still use it. My cameraman said mashed potatoes, which yes is a good idea. The only troubling issue of it is I still want to try and put everything in here as the base, so making it into a mash would be a bit of a weird one still. So instead I'm going to use it almost as I'm just making it into a veg, and just gonna add it into my overall bolognese and mix it all together. So I'm gonna treat us like pasta, but in reality it isn't. And we're just gonna try our best with it. I'm gonna squash it down, and maybe we can just mix it in all together. It should be alright. It is a bit tough on certain parts, but I reckon that's because certain parts of this, the core is closer. Like this one, like that's the core right there. It's still hot, to the point where you can burn yourself if you leave it on for too long, but because it is closer to the core, it's harder. I'm going to start placing all the other ingredients. We're going to have a little bit
yeah.
Anyways, we're going to have a little bit of cheese. Yes, we're not going to use too much, because if we use too much, it's just going to ruin it. Just a layer of cheese in the bottom.
More.
No, because I'm going to put it on top. As you see, my cameraman's not dying. Just a little bit of cheese at the bottom.
What's the difference between Parmesan and mozzarella?
Well, you can taste it. If I have a little bit of Parmesan is a lot more nuttier and more like it's a stronger kind of like savoury flavour, while mozzarella is very much of a lighter flavour.
Yes, it is.
To your tongue.
Yeah.
But you can normally taste the difference between cheeses anyways. Cheeses are very unique. The flavours are a lot different. Alright. The smell, how's the smell? Smell good?
I can't find the adjective to describe it.
Alright, I'll think that's a good thing. Gonna use our sauce now. Just pour it all over. Typical, you know, hide the brag. Bolognese pasta sauce.
Yeah.
Homemade. Made it myself. Very vibrant and red. Yeah. We put on the bigger heat now, because of course this is way too watery. We want to thicken up that sauce without burning anything. So we have it on the bigger heat, which is going to turn hot now. And we're just going to let it cook for a little bit. Alright. We're starting to now lose a lot of that water. And it's going to become a little bit thick. We don't want it too thick, but just enough, which it's getting to now. And it's a perfect opportunity now to add in this. It's still a bit depressing, but you know, we do what we work with, and we try our best to see what we can create out of it. Whether this will taste good or not is a different question, but we again try our best to see what we get out of it. This will probably soak up a lot of the liquids, which I'm hoping it does. It might actually, by the seams of it, yeah, it's gonna make the sauce and soak it up and make it really thick, which could be actually a good element to it. And it'll make the sauce thicker, and also add like a layer, like almost like a lasagna. So through a bit of trying it here and there, it's actually become one with the sauce, and almost become like what's like a chili non carne in a sense, because it's thickened up the sauce and actually become part of it. So we just essentially, by the seams of it looks like it's gonna taste really good. Alright, there you go. So you can see it's thickened up a lot. It's become nice. The texture of it looks really nice. And it looks a lot better now that that is actually mixed into it. It adds a lot of like little tinge of orange into it. But now we're gonna place them in there. Spoon. We're gonna just do this. Scoop it up. Place it in. Just make it really nice looking. Before, of course, cheese. It's time to just down it with cheese now. We're going to put it back in the oven for around 5 minutes just so that cheese melts and it all becomes part of each other. All together. Alright, let's go! Moment of truth. Woo! No, that looks actually kind of good, you know. Oh, that looks a lot better than I expected. Look at that. It's a nice crisp layer of Parmesan. Let's get on the plate. So, look at that. It looks good. It smells amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The aromas coming out of it are great. And it doesn't look burnt. Alright. Now for the taste test. To give it the seal of approval. Alright. It's soft, it's juicy, it's cooked perfectly in the middle, not raw. Let's try it out. Okay. No, that's good. Let me try the squash. We've done it. We've made actually a really good meal by accident like that. The flavour of tomatoes is a bit strong, fair enough, but the juice of the meat, you can taste it. All that seasoning. Maybe you could have used a little bit more spice, but you can taste the meat. It tastes good. The squash is so soft that you could probably just eat it now. I don't know if this actually is edible. Yeah, it's edible. Yeah. And the whole thing's edible. Because of course the stock. Put it like that. But, oh my god. That's actually really good. But yeah, that's the recipe. That is how you make our own version anyways of squash spaghetti. But, yeah, bro, the meatball is amazing. Bro, I'm rating it a solid 8 out of 10. So, thank you guys for watching, and peace.